While the date is said to be on October 20th, 1967, it still remains disputed. On that day, a film was made. That film was 23.85 feet long with about 954 frames. And from that film was sprouted a picture. This picture. If you haven't seen it before, you must be living in the woods, raised by wolves, occasionally being taken care of Bigfoot, like when the wolves go away and so they need like a babysitter. Yeah. Hello, my name is Brad Ritchie, and today we are starting something new. When this channel was first created, it was called Crypto Games, and we studied Bigfoot and cryptids, hence the name Crypto Games. Those videos have been deleted and will no longer be found because it was really, really bad, and so they're gone. But I am starting them again, and this is the first episode in the Bigfoot Analyzation series, a BAS, or BAS for short. Today we're analyzing the most famous Bigfoot picture of all time, maybe even the most famous picture of all time, the Patterson-Gimlin film. No, I'm no expert, but I do have a deep and genuine interest in Bigfoot. There will be a few parts to this Patterson-Gimlin film, and we're starting on why it's fake. I mean, I kind of got into why it might actually be real, so I kind of went on a rant for a bit, but just forget that. It's still gonna be in here. Really quickly, I did just want to say I'm laying down facts. I will not sprinkle an opinion there or saute in a little bias, salt it with fancy jazz, making it taste good. Just facts. Now eat it up, eat your dinner, go. But here's a quick overview. Robert Gimlin and Roger Patterson went Bigfoot hunting on October 20th, 1967. That date is still disputed, as some experts believe it was shot on an earlier date, but we will be referring to the date Patterson and Gimlin gave, which was the October 20th. The film was captured in Northern California in a spot called Bluff Creek. It was pretty far northward, about only 40 miles south of Oregon, armed with a 16mm Kodak movie camera at about 60 frames per second, and that will be important later, some rifles, and determination. Patterson and Gimlin set out on the hunt for Bigfoot, and the rest is history. And Patterson was the one who actually filmed the thing. Okay, the reason number one why it could be fake is financial gain. If I were to say that money is a huge motivator, I'm pretty sure most of you would agree. Roger Patterson died from cancer in 1972. He never ever denied the authenticity of the film, but a few days before he died, he admitted he wished he would have shot the thing and brought out a body instead of a reel of film. Years after the film was shot, Patterson and Gimlin agreed that they should have just shot Bigfoot both as proof and to get financial gain. Now, in my mind, I see this in two ways. One, for just plain old money, because who doesn't just want money? And number two, to pay for the expensive camera they rented, and the possibility of a suit. We know that Patterson and Gimlin did make lots and lots of money from this film, as you'll see later in a clip. We don't know exactly how much it made, but it sure was a lot. After being on shows, aired on national television, and all the fame, it does make sense. Now, I am not saying that they did it for the money. This is just a possibility. Now, this is where I kind of say it like it's real, but okay, so this guy's name is Bob Hieronymus. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but for this point, we're going to assume that it was indeed a person in a suit. And whether this was or wasn't is a topic for a future video, but Bob Hieronymus was the person who wore the suit. On a 2005 television broadcast of the show Lie Detector, Hieronymus was hooked up to a lie detector and asked, "Were you the Bigfoot shown in the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film?" To which he replied, "Yes," and here's that clip.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
Were you the Bigfoot shown in the 1967 Patterson film?
Yes.
Hieronymus was telling the truth, or was he? We'll get right into that after we do a quick overview of Bob Hieronymus. If you want to watch the whole broadcast, the link will be in the description. I'll be using clips from that in this part and later videos, so that will be linked in the description, the whole broadcast. Hieronymus was promised $1,000, according to him, to get dressed in that suit and walk across the creek bed. But here's the thing, he never got that money. In this broadcast, Hieronymus says,
Well, he was going to make money off this. He had this pretty well planned out.
Make money off hoaxing people.
Make money off a hoax, yeah. And he did.
You didn't.
I didn't.
And that's why you're
There's
here.
like 2 or 3 of them that made lots and lots of money off it.
they were getting money, which was motivation for lying and faking the film. Strike one for Patterson and Gimlin. Anyway, Hieronymus told a few buddies, and he never saw the suit again. And in 2005, he came out with the truth. Now, does this lie detector test prove that it was indeed Bob Hieronymus wearing a suit, and that we were all fooled? No. Let's take a look at how lie detectors work. At the beginning of the questioning segment, you notice he is asked
Are you now sitting down?
newscastery voice. Man, I love that newscastery voice. There's just something dramatic about them, like, oh, are you now sitting down? Anyway, but the reason he was asked that question was for calibration purposes. Before lie detector tests, calibration questions are always asked, and these questions are something that can easily be seen as a lie. For instance, what is your name? Are you watching some kid rant about Bigfoot? Has Red Richie not slept in 2 weeks to make this video? Okay, maybe not that one, but you get it. So when you lie, your body makes telltale signs of that lie. Blood pressure will increase, you will sweat more, your breathing will change, and so on. Live science puts how a lie detector works perfectly. Quote, in essence, an examinee's lie only counts if as a lie if it registers as more of a lie than his or her control lie. End quote. That control lie is those calibration questions. So what you have to do to pass this test is to make this calibration questions makes it seem like the calibration questions are lies, which is easier to do than you think. This can happen by doing a hard math problem, causing pain to yourself, or other things that might make you anxious, sweat, or breathe differently. The machine will mark those as your normal responses and not lies. If you are telling the truth about a future question, it will seem the truth, since your body won't respond in a lying way. However, if you are lying, it seems like the truth because it would be around your normal baseline, therefore lying without detection. So, if you say, if the calibration questions, if you make it seem like you're lying, it will say that you're not lying as your calibration questions because it's just calibration questions. Also, I should probably mention lie detectors aren't actually called lie detectors; they're called polygraphs. Okay, now let's look for possible signs of a setting a fake baseline.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
See how after the lie guy asks the sitting question, he pauses? Is that just for dramatic effect? Or is he doing something? Is it possible he's pinching himself, thinking about things that make him anxious, or setting a false baseline? It is a possibility, but we can't really know for sure. Now let's assume he did lie and he wasn't Bigfoot. Why would Hieronymus do this? Why would he say that he's Bigfoot when he isn't? Well, he kinda needs motivation, just like I need motivation to do anything but research Bigfoot all day. The first motivation I look for while investigating is money. This is a pretty fair thing to search for because most people do things for money. Now let's see, would Hieronymus have motivation to do this for money? He didn't get his $1,000 back in 1967 like he did say in the broadcast, and exposing the film that made Patterson and Gimlin lots of money wouldn't exactly make him money unless publicity and he got like a share of that money. No, I've got. But I can't really say what it is. This video is supposed to be proving it's fake, so wait until next video where I prove it is real. So, that was my rant. Alright, number 3, filming speed. Then I talked about frame rates, but it didn't really make sense, so I cut it out. Alright, of course, the film itself. Mostly events that took place. Timeline time! Okay, October 20th, 1967. Patterson and Gimlin are riding horseback in Bluff Creek around noon. They came to the spot where the film took place and saw it. Bigfoot stood up and started walking away. Patterson starts filming as Bigfoot walks away, and Patterson gets to the other side of the creek and yells, "Cover me!" Pause. Bigfoot is an animal. Animals have instincts, so here's the question that I pose. Why, after yelling, scrambling towards Bigfoot, and 2 humans appearing, did Bigfoot not show any animal-like instinct? It just slowly walked away. No fear at all. No animal-like instincts. I mean, I don't know about you, but it kind of seems like there's a person in that suit because it knew that people were going to be there, and so it didn't show scare or fear. Alright, well, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching this video. There will be another Patterson-Gimlin film out eventually. I mean, not another one, but there will be another analyzation video. Then we're going to move away from Patterson-Gimlin and analyze other things. And then maybe we'll even move on from Bigfoot